Yeah, all right, nice. All right, and welcome to the Rondo. We're back. Been a little bit of a while, but the Euros has been marching on, and we just thought that we bring the Rondo podcast back. I'm not gonna lie, I've missed it. The man them are back here as well. It's your boy AA hosting, Marcus.
Co-host Marcus, you know it is.
Jalen.
How you feeling today?
Tired, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
You repping England?
No, I'm repping Portugal, man. I'm not gonna lie. Team CR7 and Team Leal right now. So that's my
There is no
my
team
teams.
Leal. Let's get that.
What do you mean there's no team, bro? Portugal, my team still.
Leal
I'm not
getting
gonna lie
hooked
to
at
you.
half-time.
You giving up on England already?
Giving up. I mean, bro, you're always gonna support the country that you live in, innit? But the reality is I got no connection to that team, brother. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, there's no connection to them. I don't feel like they're a team that I want to get behind right now. They don't really play the type of football that man want to see. And it's like, there's players there that have stories that I want to follow. Like, for example, Bellingham, what he's done at Madrid. Like, that's a guy that naturally you'd want to root for, especially like where we come from. Like, seeing them, obviously a young black baller being like the go-to guy, you're gonna want to support that. But brother, the way these lot play is just so bland. Like, what was that? What's that image of the average positions after they went 1-0 up?
Yeah.
Did you not see that?
Yeah, it was
That
bad
was
versus
mad,
Denmark.
bro. That says everything. So
Yeah, it was that was the average position for 50 minutes after the first goal.
Kane was like left back.
Swear.
Bro,
Yeah,
it was
it
like
was
literally
bad,
just a line of like 8 of them, bro.
Yeah. Anyway, on today's podcast, we are discussing everything about the Euros so far. It has been an epic Euros. We are going to go through, let's take a look. Thoughts so far, favourites in terms of teams and players, disappointments in terms of teams and
We
players.
started cooking you, you're sweating.
I know, bro. I'm hot. You know, just going back to get the bibs in back here. It's cooked me. Sorry, guys. I'm sweating in the studio. It's a hot day. Marcus didn't even let me get into the agenda. But I'm just stabbing myself. All right, there we go. Okay. As I said, we are discussing everything on the Euros. So thoughts so far, favourites in terms of teams and players, disappointments in terms of teams and players. And then we're going to kind of segue into England because I feel like it's kind of a feeling of disappointment on them as a topic. Then we're going to do some rondos, and then we're going to be looking at tweets over the Euros and reacting to them. So lots to go through. Firstly, I mean, Jalen, you kind of already went into it a little bit there, but do you want to just tell me about your general thoughts about the Euros, not just on England in general? Like, how have you been feeling about the competition? How have you felt about the games that you've tuned into? And then maybe, you can have a little extra moan about England if you want to.
No, I don't think I've tuned into as many games as the man. I caught a couple games. I think there's been moments. Like, I feel like the general consensus is a lot of the games have been exciting, to be fair. Like,
Yeah, they've
especially
been good,
the ones amongst the countries that you don't really expect to go further in the competition. I think they're really like having slugfests right now. So those games I think have been good. I think there've been a couple breakout performances. Arda Güler was one of them, the Turkish baller. I think he's a good upcoming prospect. So seeing him like on a bigger stage was good. But yeah, man, I don't know, man. It's just like sometimes, you know, when you go into a major tournament, you're just expecting to see like the best ballers kind of go up against each other. But like every time we get to the tournament, I remember like the group stage is always a bit bland, man. Like, you gotta wait a little bit until it's really gonna start spicing up a little bit.
Fair enough. No, okay.
You know what I mean, but that's kind of how I see it right now.
What about yourself, Marcus?
As Jalen said, there's been very little jeopardy because it's the group stages, of course. I feel like the next round of games, obviously teams want to qualify for the next round, so we'll see a bit more jeopardy in matches, a bit more players going for it a bit more. I've been impressed with a couple of teams. I wouldn't say the whole tournament has been excited, but I've enjoyed watching Germany games, Portugal games that Turkey have been involved in as well, and they haven't been too bad. Spanish games have been very interesting as well, and I've had like their front three. So select teams have kind of given performances that make me like, oh yeah, cool. I'm enjoying this game.
Yeah.
There's also been some games where I'm like, yeah, of course, England games. I'm like, did I sit through 90 minutes of this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's been a couple of teams that have almost surprised and looked really good. Like, you know, you think your Germany's, your Spain's, we'll get onto them anyway. And then we've also had a couple of teams that have been kind of disappointing. And I think that's kind of leaning towards the England and the Frances. But in general, I've really enjoyed it, man. I love football every day. I think there's been some great games. I feel like club football now is really like heavily tactical, which sometimes can make it a bit of a bland watch. But international football, it reminds you, when I've been watching some of these games, I've been reminded of like old school Barclays where, you know, it can kind of get a lot more end-to-end. Players have to kind of, you know, raise up their own level, raise up the team themselves as well, and not really able to just kind of be a cog in the system. So I've really enjoyed it, man. Seen a lot of screamers, good games, and yeah, it's just been a all in all kind of great competition so far. Hoping that it kicks on though in the knockouts, where I think, you know, that's where you get the real big headlines and the big games. But
So
anyway,
who are you looking forward to like playing each other? Like if you could pick the most exciting matchup.
Right now.
Yeah, like if you were to pick two sides that you really
well,
want to see
I feel
go
like
up
there's
against each
different
other.
matches for different reasons. So I would like to see I want England to finish second in their group, so they play Germany, and they either have to step up or they get smoked, for instance. But if you're talking quality versus quality, it's like a Germany-Portugal or a Germany-Spain. Yeah. But in terms of I'm a man of agenda, so I would like to see England or France get packed in or step up, because for me, I feel like they're coasting at the moment. I feel like France have the ability to step up based on what we've seen on them in the past. I don't know if England do. So it would be good to see. I think Southgate deserves a beatdown in regards to overall football game. But anyhow, were you catching up with the game now?
Germany's losing.
1-0 down.
Oh, Germany 1-0 down. Yeah. Just as I was gassing them up. Who they playing?
Switzerland.
Oh,
Switzerland
okay.
a good side still. I'm not gonna
Switzerland all right. But cool, let's go into favourites. So, favourite team. Jalen, want to start us off?
Portugal, innit?
Okay.
For me, I think I've seen how do I describe it? Like Ronaldo right now, I just feel like he's mad focused. Like I think there's times before where he's being relentless, and you know him as a winner, but also you can see that he kind of wants to be just known for himself, kind of being the star guy, winning the competition. I think this time he's starting to realise maybe his career's coming to an end. You can see that he's a lot more together with the team. You saw him square when he was one-on-one the other day, set up someone
celebrate
else.
by himself.
Yeah, but what do you mean celebrate by himself?
He called everyone over to come celebrate with him. you know
Obviously, you can't lose everything, innit? But I'm saying,
narcissism was
I
off
feel
the
like
charts,
I
bro.
feel like for him, he's understanding that this is, you know, one of the last tournaments he's gonna play at, and I'm excited to see how it plays out in it, because I think that the core that Portugal kind of have around him right now is extremely strong. It's experienced. It's full of guys in there that won things before. Full of guys that can win a game by themselves. You look at like Bruno Fernandes, someone that I've slandered. International football is a good player for them. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So they've got quality all over the pitch, man. I think they're going to be very difficult to beat. Also led by, what's my man's name? Pepe. What's he, 41 years old. Still
I think
doing
it's been
his thing,
absolutely
you know what I mean?
ridiculous. 41 years of age, for Pepe to be playing like how he's playing.
It's mad.
He is, honestly, he's someone I admire. Like, it's genuinely, I can't believe the way he's playing. Him against, who was their last game against?
Pepe won a CL.
Pepe's won the CL.
3,
So
I think.
It's 1-3,
that's
bro.
So if you look at Portugal, yeah, it's like they've surrounded the young guys with guys that
CL
won.
winners, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you look at Bernardo Silva, Diaz, Man City, they've won. You look at Ronaldo, you look at Pepe. These guys, they're winners, bro. You know what I'm trying to say? And
No, it's serious.
surrounded the younger core with guys like that can only fill them with confidence. And I think that's one thing that
Cancelo's
like England don't have. You know what I mean? We don't really have like winners like that. You got Bellingham who's just done it. But what
Got
do you say?
Stones and Walker. I would say.
Fair enough. But I mean, maybe we got to discuss, because even what
Got
Kane and Rice have been
Foden's meant to
saying,
be a winner.
it's mad when you actually deep it. So what is the problem?
England have a lot of Champions League winners, by the way.
So
a lot
what
of
is-
them
so
weren't
what-
selected.
so
We got
what is-
Trent,
what
we
is
got
the-
Stones.
There's a
Oh,
lot of
even
winners.
Trent as well. When you
Yeah,
think it. So
bro,
what
there's-
is our problem then?
We'll get onto that, man. We'll get onto that. But yeah, no, I just feel like
actually maybe deep
the way Pepe's playing at 41 years of age, honestly, him in that match against Turkey, I thought he was unreal, man. He was driving with the ball at times. He was so good in the duel. I don't know how he does it, Pepe.
Oh yeah.
He's absolutely unreal, man. He's aging like fine wine.
Yeah, and what I would say about Portugal, firstly about the Ronaldo comment, is it's going to be a bit pessimistic, but I wouldn't say Ronaldo's become more. Okay, he has become more part of the team. I think the reason behind that is because in the last tournament he was dropped, so he knows he's not as indispensable anymore. So he has to kind of play with the team
Cater more for the team.
So, which is a good thing for the team in general. But I feel like that's a good step for Ronaldo to take, to realize, okay, cool, I'm no longer the indispensable player I used to be in the past. They will drop me if I'm poor. So
I mean, to be fair though, but I mean, I said it the other day, bro. Like, if you look at his actual performances, they've been very like complete all round.
in this tournament, you're talking
Yeah,
about.
In this
man,
tournament,
performances,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
he's outside. Obviously, he hasn't. I don't think he scored yet, but in terms of like the actual all round game, he's showing.
Played very well.
Yeah, like he's still at the level that he needs to be at, really,
course.
to you know, threaten these bigger sides. And I think obviously the criticism he's come under since he left United a lot of people have asked whether he's passed it or whatever. I think for what we're seeing right now, I don't really agree with that personally. Innit?
Playing at Saudi, you have to be past it, bro.
Look at Kante right now.
Yeah,
Well, Kante's not the same
Kante.
Kante.
but he's still serious, bro. He's playing mad. All right, favorite team so far.
I'm not done on Portugal. What I will say, I said to AA before, like, I'm not surprised by how well Portugal are performing. I said they are the second best team in the tournament after France.
did, yeah.
People were telling me England. I said pound for pound, I still believe it's Portugal. Player for player, I believe it's Portugal as well. So I'm not as surprised. My favorite team so far, I will say, has been Spain. We've seen their front three of Morata, Nico on the left, and Lamine Yamal on the right. They've been scintillating. The two wingers have been scintillating.
They've been serious.
Even Morata, I've been surprised that his distribution has been cold. His finishing has been decent.
Look at that Spain black players helping out.
And even the rest of the team has performed quite well. Like Cucurella, we've seen some good performances from him. Carvajal's chipped in with a couple of goals. They've actually had entertaining games. Like if you watch their game against Italy, they were onto them the whole game. It only ended 1-0, but they were onto Italy the whole game. So many attacks, so much excitement going forward, and we haven't seen this from Spain in a
while. Yeah, it's been a while.
Very refreshing to see.
It's been a while. I think they've changed quite a bit, Spain, because I feel like there was a belief because that team from 2008 to 14 was just so OP in terms of the midfielders. I feel like Spain had this belief that they didn't really need like direct players. Yeah, they used to play midfielders everywhere, and when they don't have the quality of the Iniestas, the Xavis, and the Fabregases, you know, I just feel like for a while Spain were a very dry team. Like they were very easy to set up a good defensive compact shape against and just get the better of them because they just had no penetration, no nothing. Now they've got it with the two wingers. It's a different game
as well, because I think there was a comment recently where Roger was getting onto Norway saying, these guys didn't want to play football. Only one team came to play. And I think it's funny now because you're seeing that. I think they had, what was it? The first game they played was like the least possession that they've had for like.
And they won 3-0.
Yeah, for time, bro. But it's been over like, it was a mad start. It was like 200 plus games.
Yeah. And they won 3-0.
Yeah, and they won 3-0, exactly. So it's like sometimes you just, I think Roger, you went back in and realised, you know, having wingers on our team who are outlets actually is better for us. Isn't it? Do you know what I'm trying to say? And talking about that, like even if you look at Yamal, it's mad what my man's doing right now.
16.
It's not getting, his PR is not good enough.
He's doing his GCSEs at the same time.
I think because Barcelona have been a bit subpar, you know, and they've got so much other noise around them.
Where
but
would you
honestly,
put Yamal right now, right wingers in the world, brother? Where do you put it?
Top 10.
I think, top
10.
Yeah, top 10, bro. Come on. You're going to have him higher than that?
No, but I'm asking you, man. Like, if you were to name the people better than him right now, who'd you say?
There's a few.
I'd have to think about it. But
he's talent-wise, though, I genuinely think he's like he could be an all-timer. Like in terms of what I'm seeing.
In 2030, that guy is going to be the same age as Saka.
It's mad.
Like you have to deep it where this guy is at right now.
That's a crazy thing to say. 2030, he's going to say.
2030.
Not even like an older player. Saka.
Yes,
Saka's 22, no?
Yeah,
bro,
he's 16. He's crazy, bro. He's got the world at his feet. He is a fantastic player.
He's going to be there with the Hendricks, the Piazes, and the Estavio Williams.
He's younger than them, man, by like 2 years, no? How old is Hendricks?
Yeah, maybe a year.
17.
I think it might be a year or two.
What my man's doing right now is crazy still.
That's true. He's even younger than these men as well.
Bro, he's not with them, man. That's what I'm trying to say. This is
the
a
same
different
age group.
case.
Same age
group as Hendricks.
Same age
Come on,
group.
man.
It's 1 year apart.
Hendricks 1 or 2 years older, bro. Same age group.
How old is he? Yeah,
17,
but there's a big
17,
difference.
18.
You know, there's a big difference between 16 and 18, innit?
Yamal's 16, 17. But I think Yamal's better than Hendricks, so let's not even...
We'll talk about Hendrick another day.
We'll talk about Hendrick another day. But anyway, I'll just quickly do my favourite team before we go on to players. So I think my favourite team actually is Portugal, but I think Jalen spoke about Portugal already. So I'll actually talk about the team that I think are playing the best at the moment, that they are losing currently, and it's Germany. But in terms of the first 2 games, they were the best that I've seen. The way that they're playing for me is just amazing. I feel like the system is perfect for the profile players that they have, which is a testament to Nagelsmann, who I think has been the best coach over the competition. You think about the fact that we've struggled so much to get Bellingham and Foden in advanced positions within our team. They've got Musiala and Wirtz kind of playing as wide 10s coming in, and they actually play, hey, if you've got wide 10s playing, play overlapping fullbacks. And I just think it's just perfect. The way they kind of go into a 3-4-3, when they have the ball, they go into the 4-2-3-1, out of the shape. The rotations are beautiful. Some of the play. Germany have been, for me, the best performing team, and I think they can go real far in this competition. But yeah, it's funny that they're actually losing now. Quickly on favourite players, only got 5 minutes for this.
You start that one off.
Vitinha. Yeah, I've really liked his performances. Funny enough, speaking about him, I think it's funny how like the other day he was playing next to Paulina, And a big reason for the big reason as to why people were in love with his performance is because what he was doing in the first and second phase build-up against the Turkey press was off the charts. I think he's just a great all-phase baller. I think he needs
more PR.
He needs more PR. I think he's lacked a bit because PSG maybe haven't been.
No one cares about PSG.
Nobody cares about them these days. You know, they've lost a lot of their stars now. But yeah, he's a fantastic player, and it's just funny how Martinez, a manager I don't rate that much, can understand profiles and play Vitina next to Paulina, and nobody gets onto Paulina as well for being handheld in build-up because he's a destroyer. And people understand that. And Portuguese fans, if you see they understand that. They understand, he can do his work off the ball. But we've got Rice who's the same, and we're cooking Rice. Like the way Rice has been cooked over the past couple of days because people expect him to play like a DLP is ridiculous. But we've got a tweet about that. But I just had to get that out there already because it does my head in. But anyway, let's move on. Favorite player?
I'm gonna choose someone that's not for the quality of his play, but purely for entertainment. Yeah, but Romelu Lukaku makes my day when I watch the games. Yeah, just seeing the way the guy is so relentless, man. You know the amount of chances this guy's had over the top. He's had 3 goals.
And he missed all of them.
He scored 3 goals that will be disallowed. It's just funny to watch. It's actually entertaining.
He scored as well. VAR.
Oh, so he had one that counted?
No, he hasn't. But I'm just saying, he said he missed all of them. He's had some disallowed goals.
He's mad funny. Like, I just don't know because it's like he's so close to being everything that you want.
Yeah.
But he's so far away at the same time.
And he's so passionate as well, isn't it?
Bro, it's like, you can tell he really wants to score. He just can't score. It's like watching Nunes on his best day. It's entertaining, isn't it?
Yeah.
You get? So I'd say, like, if I was tuning into someone right now and I was trying to get the most entertainment out of the game, that's my guy that I'm going to right now.
Marcus.
Oh, fully back
I want to give a shout out to Arda Güler. I know he didn't play the second game, so I'm not going to choose him as my favourite player of the tournament. Fantastic goal in his first match against Georgia. Brilliant goal. But I'm going to go for someone a bit weird. People might not expect it. Gehi for England. England have been trash. And he's been the one player I would say over the course of both games, he's actually stood out and done his job perfectly well in the centre-back role. So he's probably been my favourite player in the tournament.
Oh. Fairs. No, he's done well. Favorite player. That's a bit needy. But that's a bit.
Why can't it be a centre half? I thought it was going to be Pepe.
Pepe is up there for me, but I love my attacking players, innit?
I just want to say something about Vitinha. It's funny that he used to play for Wolves. Like that, just knowing
it is really funny. Yeah. But I don't think he featured much for them. He's quite young.
He's really young.
Musiala's been very good.
I was thinking of him.
And I've got onto him in the past. Yeah.
You gonna apologise?
No, I'm not. No, I'm actually not, but you can see that there's a
real player there.
I think he's gone up a level in terms of his actual athletic ability. I think in terms of
I think that was always there. You know?
I didn't really see it before in terms of like the way he's imposing himself in the games. No, I told you last time. You can see like little nice dribbles here and there or nice touches, and everyone would say, he's playing hard. But I would always ask the question, well, what did it lead to? Nothing. I think this time he's having much more of an impact.
He will be a hell of a player.
He's benefiting from playing with Wirtz.
Wirtz.
Because when you come up against Germany, you have Wirtz and Musiala at the same time. They're both 10, so they both offer similar things in a sense. I know that Musiala has more of the dribbling package than Wirtz, but as a defender, when you're coming up against these two players, it's like you have to be thinking about
both of them.
And you got
Gundogan there as well.
Yeah, so
and Havertz doing the fake 90 and everything. You get
Musiala has a bit more freedom.
That was so real.
I'm not hearing the Havertz talk. I'm not upset, but I'm just saying like
careful, guys. Yeah, fair enough. All right, cool. Disappointments. So teams and players. I guess we've all kind of got onto England a little bit, but
let's go France.
I think France have been as well.
I wouldn't say they've been poor, but they haven't been scintillating. They haven't taken me off the edge of my seat. They had a decent performance against Netherlands. They didn't win the game. They haven't shown themselves to be the mammoths of the European continent. I want a bit more from them. I want a bit more from Mbappe. I want a bit more from Dembele. I want a bit
fair to Mbappe.
I'll be honest though, like with France, I never really feel like they're playing at top gear though, man. Even in like previous tournaments, like you look.
Do you think they ever play in top? Have you seen
like when they beat England,
Euros
for example,
early on when Benzema was playing?
Yeah, like when they beat England, for example, like the last tournament, was it the World Cup? Like they didn't really play that well in that tournament, really.
Until the final, they didn't.
Yeah, but even in the final, bro, they were 2-0 down. And Mbappe had to bring them back. You know what I'm saying? So I think with France, it's like they're always going to be there because the quality is high enough that they're always going to be around. They've got the game breakers.
So is it the thing where Deschamps is it's just as bad as Southgate. They
He
just,
is,
they
bro.
just
He's
have
just got Mbappe. He's just got stars.
I don't know about
No,
that.
no, no, no. I don't think
No.
so,
Because if you gave Southgate, Mbappe, and Pogba, for example, right now, these are guys that can basically win a game by themselves with freedom. Innit? You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, but I think
Who's doing that
I think
for us?
that's a slight on the Champs to say
I think he's better.
Nah, man.
He used the
Bro,
French
guy-
Southgate, but
the
he's
guy
better
used
than
to pick
Southgate.
guys like Sissoko to play in midfield.
No, but he's
playing Rabiot left wing right now. To be fair,
No, but I feel like
Come on,
you know, as the champs, I feel like he goes 100% on the way he wants to play, which is just
What is that?
just kind of very defensive, a lot of workhorses, and he's just letting his attacking players just decide
what
the
they wanna
game.
do, yeah.
But I feel like Southgate's like half. I do think.
Southgate thinks he's tactical and he's just wrong.
Yeah, I do think Southgate. I do agree though. The champs is a fraud. I call him the French Southgate often, but he's better than Southgate. Like you know what you're getting. I think, and that's why he's been more successful.
But I just think also it's like, again, it goes back to if you put Deschamps with England now, what happens?
I think he does better, but I don't think he does well.
I don't think. I think there's an underlying issue anyway. Innit? Do you get? And a real personality of a manager would have to come in and change that whole mentality really. For
But
this to work.
doesn't this suggest, if you're looking at the Champs and looking at Southgate, that their method sort of works?
Not really, because what have England done?
They've been close enough.
And even France, I think France could have done better. You think about Joel's point the other day. I think they could have got a Euros this time.
Really got a
One
sustain.
World Cup. Like we need to. Like Deschamps has done well.
One World Cup, one World Cup final, one Euros final. That's pretty good, mate.
Final.
Okay, but getting to the finals not easy.
France
bro.
have
Don't
the
matter,
best
bro. Don't
squad,
matter.
bro. By quite. It's tailing off now, but for a while, France have had the best
Is it
squad.
tailing off?
I think they've now got a younger crop that need to kind of grow up and be. But like you think about.
The younger crop are Champions League winners, bro.
Yeah, they are, but
when you
but
deep
they're
it,
still
like-
not like bona fide. Like when they had the Pogba and Kante as the pivot, like bro, their man were proper up there. I know Pogba was up and down in terms of his form, but in terms of talent levels, right up there. Kante was the best DM in the world, and then they had everybody else. So and Varane and Umtiti at the back as well. So I think it's.
Now
I
they
think
have
they've got-
Saliba, bro. They got
Yeah.
Saliba.
Yeah,
They got
they're still stacked,
Camavinga,
but that's what I'm saying.
Tchouameni,
They still have the
got
best
ballers,
They
bro.
got ballers. That's what I'm saying, though. I think he could have got a Euros as well. And also, they don't win in style.
They're expected to win this Euros. Anything less than a win in this Euros is a failure.
But I was hearing what Joe was saying because they're not really known for a style of play. Like you look at like the German
defensive
sides,
style.
the Spain sides, though they were also translating to club football. You feel me? Like Spain were winning Euros and World Cups, but
That
Madrid
helps.
and Barca were dominating.
Yeah, they have
that-
better leagues though. You can't really
No,
judge
but that
France
was-
on their
no,
league.
but that's what I'm saying. That's why when it comes to like recognizing how good France are, it's not like you're looking at France and saying, "Oh, these men are defining that era," because it's not translating into the club football, so you don't see it like that. Do you get what
But
I'm trying
Joel's
to say?
point was also that Argentina have defined the era, and have they really?
I don't think
I
they have.
don't
though.
think
I
they
don't
have
agree with
either.
that.
I think
Yeah,
it's just like a
I-
split era.
I don't agree with that.
Yeah, I feel like because the Copa America is easier, but let's not get into all of that. Okay, cool. We have to speak on England
Yes,
as they're a disappointment as well. So
Hold on,
why?
before we get to England, I want to say the English referees have been a disappointment.
Goodness, yeah. No, they've been
The one game that they decided to
Yeah.
put English referees in charge
two
of.
now.
Has it been two?
it's been
Okay, but the one I saw,
Yeah,
the VAR took about 3-4 minutes for them to decide. I know it was a hard decision, but it's like everything else in the competition has been seamless and it has been perfect. Like that shows you how poor the refereeing in our league actually is, and something needs to be done about it. They need to be having some courses, something.
not-
Yeah,
this doesn't
yeah.
make sense.
it doesn't. And can I also say one thing? And this again is on the I guess it's on PG more rather than the referees themselves. But the decisions that these guys go with, like the decisions that they go with. So what I'm referring to here is the fact that I'm watching the Euros, right? There's a close offside, semi-automated offside system. It's done like this. But in the Premier League, I have to watch them draw lines. Why?
You know why it's worse? 'Cause
Why
they
have
voted
they?
against it?
Huh?
They voted against it. That's why it's
Bro,
worse.
why have they voted? Bro, they voted against it.
Against semi-automated. For what reason?
For what reason?
That's what they
Bro,
did.
I'm telling
Who's
you,
they?
PG Moore.
Yeah.
So not the clubs.
I don't know if it was.
I don't know if it was the club.
It was
I
definitely
know
start
the
last
clubs
season.
voted against removing VAR because that whole thing
Yeah.
where
I
Wolves
think
wanted to
Actually,
remove it.
the semi-automated offside.
voted.
I think that comes
They
from
voted
PG
against
Moore,
it.
bro. And I genuinely think it's because they have a complex that they feel like they have to be over-involved in the game. Because what else is the reason? They want to draw their lines and feel like they're doing
Lines are
something.
even wrong sometimes, which pisses me off as well.
Just use the semi-automated offsides. There's no way to argue with it, and it's done
It's supposed to
quickly.
be the best league in the world. Why don't we have the most advanced technology?
You're asking me. Only the man upstairs knows. And Howard Webb. Honestly speaking, man, sack that man twice. But anyway, Disappointing players. Quickly.
Players.
For England.
No, just in general. So you can go for England if you want. I mean,
Rafael Leao.
you've been disappointed. How come?
Didn't even watch him yesterday. So what are you talking about?
I rewatched the games today, actually.
You watched the whole game.
The whole game,
Well, there you
the
go.
most important
Exactly.
parts.
So I'll talk on the game.
Anyway, Rafael Leao, because
Unless you're watching the game properly. Don't say
a lot
disappointment.
of people have highlighted his talent, and he does have quite a lot of talent. But I wouldn't say he's opposed himself in any of the games. He was taken off at basically half time in the last game, and when you have him, Ronaldo, and sometimes Silva as your front three, like you expect a lot more from Leao because he brings the pace and the power. You want him to impose himself on the game. I don't think he's done that enough in this tournament. I thought this could be a tournament where he can actually like write his name in the lights. Like, I am the guy for Portugal, because with Ronaldo's slight decline, Portugal are missing that main man, and he hasn't stepped up to be that main man. I feel like they play a lot better football when they bring on the likes of Pedro Neto and other players. And I think Pedro Neto hasn't proven yet because he's very injury prone, but he's up there with Leao, and people don't see it that way.
Yeah,
Really interesting to see.
He's only got himself to blame, though.
I've got one. Jane, you wanna go? You got one now?
No, I'm saying with the NATO point, I just think you can't put him on the level if the guy's injured half the time, bro. I think if it wasn't for that,
But when he's not injured, he's just fantastic.
No, he is.
Honestly,
No, but
yeah.
if
He's
he
just
came to me- if
fantastic.
he
Bro,
came
my
to me-
hot take is Neto genuinely will be a world-class player.
Yeah, but I don't
would
think
grow
that's
to be a
hot take,
world.
though.
Would grow to be a world-class player.
I don't
if
think
he
that's
was
a
injury
hot take. That's
prone.
not a hot take.
That's not a hot take.
Everyone, it's clear for everyone to
that's my
see.
point.
People think he could be
That
world-class.
is not
Yeah,
a hot
100%.
take, bro. I think
fair.
everyone.
Oh,
I
fair.
think that's.
If Neto wasn't injury pro, he'd be gone.
Fair.
Wouldn't be at Wolves.
No
100%.
chance would he be at Wolves. He'd be a level raiser for the top 6 clubs.
Yeah.
I think.
100%, yeah.
Yeah. Moving forward, I think my one was Kane. I've just been quite disappointed with both of his performances. When I think about all of the England players, so I think about Trent, I think about Rice, I think about Foden, who have struggled. Oh shit, there's nothing there. Yeah, all right, cool. So so I was just saying that mine was Kane, because when I think about the other England players, when I think about Rice, when I think about Foden, when I think about Trent, I feel like with all of those players who have struggled a bit, there's kind of tactical reasons. Maybe they're being played out of position. Maybe the system doesn't cater to them as to why they haven't performed how they performed. Now, Kane, he has that a bit, the fact that he doesn't have like pace around him. But I still think, like, you're a striker. Some of the things that I'm seeing in his performances, I just don't think it's good enough. And he is the best striker in the world at the moment. And it's just weird. I don't really expect Kane to press off the ball. You know, he's 33 now or whatever. But, you know, like normal Kane, there's little peels, little bits of movement, consistently looking dangerous, as he did when I was watching him week in, week out. I'm just not seeing it. He's just kind of lumbering around. He looks very lethargic. Like, I compare him to Ronaldo, who hasn't scored yet, by the way. Kane's actually got a goal. But I've been more impressed by Ronaldo. Ronaldo always is looking dangerous, little peels off the shoulder. If he comes short, he starts long first. You know, there's a fake long, then he comes in. Kane, in comparison, kind of lumbering towards the middle of the pitch when he's going short. There's just not been that edge. I feel like it's very easy. It's been very easy to play against him.
I agree with you to a certain extent. I feel like, as you said, you highlighted some tactical problems with the way Kane is playing. Not only does he not have the runners like on both channels to thread the ball through, but if you think about the spaces he tries to drop into, you have players like Bellingham and Foden coming from the left, occupying the same exact position. So that becomes overcrowded, which means he's less likely to get the ball to even thread those passes. And we haven't seen it for a while. Only young Kane was the type to pick up the ball from deep and start laying in shots as well. He doesn't really do that to impose himself on the game
As much. No. But he's like smarter now. Like, we've watched him for Bayern, right? And he's been unbelievable in the league. But even in the Champions League, he had a good game against Arsenal. It's like looking dangerous, little bits of movement, you know, kind of good hold-up play, spreading the ball. I just not really seeing it. I know he's not going to be intense, but just those little bits of quality that affect the game.
So what advice would you give Kane for him to improve his game?
Oh, well, look like you want to score for one. Look, be consistently dangerous.
Be a box presence, to be fair.
Yeah, be a box presence. Just stuff
that's
that
the
Kane
one.
normally does, like peel off the centre back,
say that, though,
get him behind.
If you look at like the big differences between like a Kane and the guys like, you know, the Lewandowskis and the top strikers of like the previous area,
Yeah.
I don't think you could say that Kane causes as many problems for defenders in the box as like those guys.
Yeah, in
Like,
general, yeah.
You're looking at like when these guys are playing at the Euros, and Lewandowski is an example of someone that plays for like a weaker side, yeah, but he's still a threat because he has that aura. Like the defenders are looking at him and they're thinking, right, we're up against the best striker in the world. I don't think you look at Kane like that. I don't think the defenders fear my man, bro.
True, he just scores.
He's just there. Like, bro, there was one ball that I can't remember who played it behind. I'm just thinking, bro, like, you really are no threat for these centre halves. You're not causing them no problems at all. And I don't think we should be reducing him to just, if you're not dropping in, Kane is just like basically null and void. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
He's an elite finisher though.
Yeah, so why are we not seeing that? Is my point. Like, why are we not seeing a situation where he's able to kind of create chances?
Have desire to get into those.
You look at guys like
it's about desire, but it's also about Southgate's tactics. England don't
I think
pressurize
that's a
the
drag.
box. If England were pressurizing the box, Kane won't be dropping as deep.
I do get that, but at the same time, the best strikers, bro, they make it very easy for people to find them. Number one and number two, you always are in a position where the luck is on your side. If you have the movement in the box and the ball comes into the box, the best strikers are always in the right position.
You mentioned Lewandowski, and Lewandowski is a player who played for Poland, yeah? What Lewandowski has that Kane doesn't have is Lewandowski can hold up the ball and do that hold-up play.
Kane's hold-up's all right.
I don't think... It's not nowhere to the level of Lewandowski. Lewandowski brings the rest of the team into...
His hench.
Yeah.
So.
And he'll keep the ball, thread the ball to someone, and as soon as he thread that ball to someone, he's running the box.
He's got that better PO. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Kane's quite slow.
Yeah.
I mean, I do get it, but it's just, I look at Kane, and I just think he should just be doing more, man. I don't want to just blame the tactics for that. I think that's a drag. If you're the best striker in the world, bro.
Do you think he can do more?
If the ball comes to your feet and you are the best striker in the world, bro, you have to make something. You have to generate some form of football.
But can he do more in your eyes?
Yeah.
I think he can do more, even with the tactics.
He has ability.
Yeah, come on. Bro, he's the best player in the team. He is the only... Okay, you could argue maybe Trent, but he's probably the only bona fide...
Bro, you know when he said that, I thought he was going to say something else.
No,
Trent.
He's probably... Well, okay, wait. But, okay, Kane is probably the only universally world-class player in the team.
That's because of the...
Bro, wait.
Is anybody else universally? As in, everybody would say that he's world class. Nobody else would. No one's arguing.
Who's the best player in the England team? Sorry.
Denzel.
Yeah.
The best player in the England team.
He's the best player in the team. He's meant to be. He doesn't play the best. Saka plays the best, but he's the best player.
I don't want to go back and forth on that one, man.
Kane is the best player.
That's an
in the
interesting
team.
topic. Well, I feel like that needs to be discussed a bit more.
I don't know who else you would think. Kane is the best player in the team. He's meant to be. But if
Is Kane the best player because of the scarcity of world-class strikers, though?
That's an argument. But anyway, we don't have time to kind of delve into all of that. Right, what's next on our agenda? Rondos. Any Rondos on the Euros so far?
This guy didn't even get into England properly, fam.
Yeah,
Well, you can talk about England for a Rondo if you want to.
Rondos.
I don't think it's a Rondo. I don't really have any Rondos off the top of my head, bro.
No Rondos. We ain't got any. I don't know if I have a specific Rondo. Do I have a hot take about this Euros?
I feel like we have to touch on Rice, though, innit?
Yeah, we need to speak on Rice. Yeah, there's a tweet. Let's go into the tweets then.
Yeah,
and then
I made a point about Rice the other day and saying that he hasn't done anything wrong this tournament. I don't understand why people get into it.
Let me just read this tweet. Let me just read this tweet.
If he put a better player next to him.
I said let me read the tweet, bro. But I hear why your kids get it. So the tweet says, if it comes up on the Rondo Insta, I've got no connection.
While he's looking for that, who do you think has been the best young player of the tournament so far? With the likes of Yamal, Simmons, and
You got your phone?
Musiala.
You got your phone? And it's got on that Rondo Insta. You can read it if you want. It's the Declan Rice one. Oh, okay, finally came up. Okay, cool. Cool. So it says, Rice is clearly phenomenal at his job, but gets criticised for not being Pielo from ISO Quince. Yeah. So what's our thoughts on that?
I mean, I said it the other day. You wouldn't ask guys like Fabinho or Casemiro, guys like, you wouldn't ask them to do what you're asking Rice to do. So why is it different? I also feel like, though, like Arsenal fans and some other English fans have also kind of brought this upon him as well because they gassed him to a level for no reason. I've never been of the opinion that Rice is a good player on the ball. I've never said this, but there's guys out there that will be saying, oh yeah, he can be Rodri, he can be this, he can do this can do this on the ball. But it's like you set him up to fail now because you're giving him this perception that he's going to be the best six ever by doing both, off the ball stuff, but also being decent on the ball. And it's never been the case. I just don't understand where this has come from. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Because if you look at him as just a pure defender, bro, I've always said, off the ball, Rice is one of the best sixes that I've seen. You get in terms of being able to just the way he just snuffs out attacks, the way that I've seen him just destroy and delete counter attacks against us this season,
Bro.
Like,
man.
you can't ask for anything else, bro. And in modern football, like you look at the way Man City have struggled in previous years, not so much now. Before Pep brought in that defensive structure, they needed someone like that. Like Rodri was always exposed. The centre halves always had problems, and that is Rice's biggest strength.
Should Rice be viewed more like a Kante?
Yeah, he should. I don't know where where has this thing come from?
He should be. That is his game, though. Like when you look at the best elements of his game, it's what he offers off the ball as a destroyer. He is up there, and he could go down in history as one of the best. But I think there's a big problem around him because people believe like Jay said, we never asked Kante we never asked Gattuso, we never asked Fabinho to start playmaking from deep. They had players next to them who did it for them.
Do you think it's the price
Rice
tag?
for Arsenal, he has that. But then for England, Southgate's got him trying
That's
to
what I'm
build play
saying.
from
Do you
deep.
think it's the price tag?
I think that does play
That's
a
all the
factor.
expectation
Yeah.
of what
When
people
you
want him to
At
actually.
West Ham,
yeah.
He was next to Souček. Souček doesn't provide what you're asking about, but it's
West
yeah, but
Ham
at
don't
West
play
Ham,
like that,
there's
though. They
less.
don't play like
You
that,
have to
bro.
do. They don't really play through the lines like that.
And I
They
think
sit back
the biggest
when they
problem
play
for
against.
Rice is that in both sides that he plays in Arsenal and England, bro, they are missing that controller. They don't have that natural.
England have that control. They have a player.
who?
I feel like Wharton and Mainu can play that.
I mean,
role.
yeah, profile wise, yeah. I mean, but again, I'd rather see them man play and Rice not get slandered right now. To be honest,
Yeah.
that's my opinion. I don't think they're good
He's been
enough.
getting cooked. He
But-
had about. He did. Wasn't.
It's Trent who should be cooked, but I understand. why
Should he though?
The problem with
Should
Trent,
Trent be cooked?
but Trent is reliant on a good, not a good left winger, a left winger with who's actually a left winger.
He's not a midfielder anyway, so why is he getting cooked? Shouldn't be.
But
playing
people have
there,
been
bro.
shouting for Trent to be a
people,
midfielder
bro.
for
But if
ages.
we're talking about
he was
us, man.
on the England team sheet. Publicised, he was selected as a midfielder. This guy knew he was being a midfielder. If he knows he's not capable himself of playing that position, be like, I am a right back, bro. Simple
Brother,
as.
that's not his job, though. It's the manager's job, bro.
No, but deep down, Trent thinks he can play midfield.
Yeah, of
course he
course.
does.
That's,
Yeah, yeah, he
that's a
does,
problem
he
in
does.
itself.
Yeah, but that's not his business, bro. Bro, like Danny Alves thought he could play 10. Did Pep play him there?
I don't. I think Southgate's having a howler with that one, man. Because even during the first game, we saw during like the way that we were building and the structure, Trent was basically playing right wing back anyway. So what was the point? Do you get what I'm trying to say? I get
Right
trying
wing
to
back
force him into the
without
team.
an outlet.
But then someone
Doesn't
said it the
even
other
make
day.
sense.
Yeah.
Someone was even saying like he bought on Watkins. He bought on who's the three guys he bought on the other day.
Watkins, Eze,
Bowen,
and Bowen.
Yeah,
And then
so
he took off Trent.
And he took off Trent. Yeah, exactly.
And Kane.
It's like you bought on runners and then you took off
The guy who could
the
distribute.
guy
it
who
to
could
them.
do it.
Our best outlet
So
passes.
it's like what are we doing here, man?
I don't think Southgate is tactically savvy. He doesn't understand. What Southgate's trying to do is put, okay, I've got Foden, I've got Trent, I've got Kane, I've got Rice. Who else? I've got these top class players. Let me get them all on the pitch.
But I don't understand that because in the past he's drop folded. Like there's times where he's played Mount in the 10 and everyone said why.
That's why I think it's actually peak for Southgate. I think Southgate looked at this tournament and said it's probably my last one if I don't perform. I want the media behind me. I'm actually going to listen to the media this time. I'm not going to bring Calvin Phillips. I'm not going to bring
If it's
Henderson.
your last one, go out and do what you want.
But I think that's what he thought. I want the media behind me. So I genuinely think he thought I'm going to try and do everything they wanted. I'm not going to bring Henderson. I'm not going to bring Calvin Phillips.
But
Do you know what I
he's
mean?
done
I'm
a
going to
lot
make
of
tougher
things that
decisions.
The media would have wanted. For example, like a Rashford going or like a Grealish or something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
he hasn't
left
done-
those guys out. He's left out Madders. All of these guys.
He's still
left
done a
out.
bit, but I think a lot of people want to trend in midfield.
We have really,
A lot of people want all these players
we
to be
only
on the
have one
pitch.
runner in the squad apart from Watkins. It's Gordon.
It's Gordon, yeah.
Not really a runner, to be honest.
And
Gordon's a runner.
he's got that side to his game, but
He's got
does
proper
like,
wing play.
No,
too.
he likes proper wing.
no France fan is looking at Gordon and saying, "Oh, right, England got Gordon today. Let's."
It doesn't have to be that. It's
No,
about
it
the player
does, man.
profile.
International football to me.
Rashford's a
have to
proper
be that.
runner.
It's
Bowen's
yeah,
a runner.
Listen, bro. You see international
Bowen's a
football,
runner, bro.
You see international football, yeah. A lot of it is psychology as well, bro. In terms of the way
so?
that football
They
is
hear the
played.
name and
Yeah,
they're
because
like-
even if you look at the way England play, for example, yeah, a lot of the players, from what Rice and Kane have said this week, they're saying, "Oh, I don't know why the older gen are getting onto us because they didn't do anything when they were playing for England and they were getting onto Gary Lineker, innit?" But I'm saying, why is that even?
That was a bit meaty, I'm not going to
Why
lie.
is that a thing for England? Though?
Lineker's great for England, though.
Why is that a thing for England though? Like, why is that a thing for English players? Why are the players not like? And that's why I've always tried to say let's prioritize Bellingham because I actually think he has the mental profile to overcome like the traditional English
Going at Real
issues.
Madrid has helped that. as
Yeah,
well.
for sure. So we need to put that guy in the position to do what he needs to do and win us the games, bro.
You know the thing is, the difference is Bellingham's gone to Real Madrid, and Real Madrid, like, you have to fill that role. So him coming to England, he knows he has to be that guy anyway.
Yeah.
Whereas the rest of the players,
That's the only guy that I trust.
like Foden, he doesn't step up. A lot of English players, they don't step up.
They don't step up. They don't have. I don't know why they don't
They don't
have
have that in them. It's
But then
really
that's why I'm
strange.
asking.
I think
you,
Jude
man,
can.
What do you actually think it is? Because it's not just them. You look at guys like.
It's the pressure.
No, but you look at that. someone
Bellingham's
like
used to
Gerrard,
that
for
pressure
example.
in the burner, but you know the pressure in Real Madrid is different.
I think it's the pressure.
So where's the pressure coming from, though?
English media, bro. I think
media.
English
So
have
you think it's
the worst media in
I
Europe,
think
bro.
we have the worst media.
Yeah, in Europe.
Really?
There's quite a lot
I
out
think
there.
France and Spain are very harsh.
Spain's. I don't know
look
France,
at
but
L'Equipe.
Spain's.
But you know what England's is? I think England's is dumb because you see, there's others are more like they're more obviously toxic. But England's is like it's a special type of like it's a sort of like they bring you up and make you believe that they love you.
But I also
Just
think
to sort of slam you down. So I
longer-
feel like the players are constantly
the
on
longer
edge.
that it's going in terms of like we haven't won something big now, I think is also obviously feeding into it because we are supposed to be one of the top nations. But like, at what point does it get to you?
This is a rhetoric that is incorrect, by the way.
So what's that?
I'm
But
so
it's
sorry.
crazy. But when
You
we
see-
are one of the best leagues in the world.
For the last 60 years, not even 60, let's say 80 years now, ever since England's won that World Cup in 1966, there's been a general theme that people believe that England are one of the giants of Europe. Where is the actual evidence of that?
It's just because of the league.
That's not good enough, is it?
But that's
though?
where it comes from, though, bro.
It doesn't make
That's what I'm
sense to me.
saying.
And when you look at the league, you think about the players they've had periods where they've been like really on the
Name
world
5
stage.
English managers have won the Premier League.
That's what I was about to say. The managers, bro. There's elements of our game that are very far behind. But tactics being the biggest one, which I think is why we struggle internationally. But cool, we've got more tweets to talk about. This is a major take, and I'll be interested to see what you say, Marcus. Your heart it is boiling, bro. I don't know why you have a hoodie on, but anyway. N'Golo Kante sits on the same table as the likes of Toni Kroos and Luka Modric. Do not know why people do not put him in these debates. For me, a top 5 midfielder of this generation. Unlike most of his peers, he did not need super teams to prove himself.
I can tell you why. And the reason why is a very IOAA take. I only likes the attacking. He really thinks the attacking players should get the praise.
I do.
So Kante is at the level with these players, but he's not an attacking player. So what he offers to the game, yes, it's given praise, but it's not seen as pivotal as it actually is. So he's not going to be seen as the likes of Modric, who changed games by himself. Kante does change the games, but he changes the games.
I don't
On the
think it's
defensive
just that. I
side.
don't think it's just that.
What else do you think it is?
I made this point to you before when we were discussing De Bruyne, but I just think doing something for Man City, Chelsea, the English clubs.
Don't put
it's
Chelsea.
not the
Don't
same.
do
No, but
that.
it's not
man.
the same.
Don't do
No, but-
that.
but-
You want to work
I'll
up in
ask you
France
something,
as
though. Let me
well,
ask you something,
man.
yeah.
But he did with the World Cup
No,
in France as
but
well.
For someone to be on that table, bro, if you don't do it for the biggest clubs,
At
like
United,
Real Madrid
and
is a
Barcelona.
completely different ball game, bro. For you to get to an all-time shot, if Kante did exactly what he done for you, man, for Real Madrid, he would be on that table.
All right, cool. In terms of the all-timer players you're talking about, are you only talking about the likes of Iniesta, Xavi, Modric, Kroos?
Well, who would you put on that
No,
table?
but I think Marcus's point.
There's other Premier League players on that table. No, I don't know what the table is. that
What
we're discussing.
midfielders would you put on that table, though?
So we're not putting the likes of like Gerrard, Scholes, and Lampard.
No,
Okay,
bro.
then
I don't put
then-
Gerrard on the table with
then
my
it's
coach.
Top 5 midfielder of his
Would
generation.
you do that? Would you, man, put them there?
Yeah,
With Iniesta and Xavi on that?
they're not at their level,
No, but that's what we're discussing now. We're talking
Well,
about
Yeah,
on
so
the table.
of this generation, of the last generation, they're probably up there. You'd probably include at least one of them.
Yeah, of course. Like you're saying, English players can't make it. They can.
I never said they can't make it, bro. I said, like, let's say for
I think most people, even when you speak to Spanish guys, most people
They
of their
lost goals.
generation,
Spanish guys
yeah,
lost goals.
If Gerrard Lampard scores, if one of them man went to Madrid, yeah, and they had what they done for their clubs, they would be on
Madrid.
that table, bro. I promise you.
I think they're on that table anyway, bro.
Yeah.
I think of their generation.
I don't think they're
course they
guaranteed.
are.
Of course they are. I think of their generation, they are. I disagree.
I don't think
it's just I don't think it's just
What
Barcelona.
about the likes of
agree.
Pirlo? Pirlo wasn't at Real Madrid or Barcelona.
I don't think he's on that
That's
table either.
crazy.
Oh, that's
man.
stupid.
Pirlo on the table.
That's
with-
a howler,
No,
actually.
wait.
Crazy.
Pirlo.
That's
a howler. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Pirlo is
So-
is known for being one of the best of his generation.
So would you put Pirlo on the table with Cruz?
Yes.
Yes, yes,
What
absolutely.
the, bro,
What the hell?
What are you talking about?
What
man?
the? I think Cruz would be honoured if you called him the Pirlo of his
Facts,
generation.
bro. Pirlo's better than Cruz.
Nah.
Fair enough,
Not
man.
hearing that.
You should
Alright,
have
say that. I was just gonna say that I agree more with Marcus. I do think Kante is actually phenomenal and is a generational midfielder. But I think the reason why he's kind of seen as just like a below the others who are greats of this generation, so the Kroos, the Modric's, etc. Those are the two that came to my mind. But it's because he's an off the ball player. But in my opinion, I think that's right. I think that's right. Listen, what Kante does is fantastic, but I just feel like as a midfielder, I'm always going to look to the playmakers. The guys that are making difference in possession to someone like a Kante, like you know what I'm saying? Like he's not just the, you know what I'm saying? If you're with Kante, like if you're looking at,
it's true. When you think of all-time midfielders,
no
one puts DMs.
He's in the back. Like if you're thinking, if you're thinking about all like if you think about corporate,
is like the best DM
of all time.
like the last let's say 25
Busquets
years.
is the only DM that fits on that table.
but
He's a
he's
forward
DM,
player,
he's
though.
a forward, but he's a forward-thinking player. That's what I'm
the
saying.
thing.
You're
Let me
gonna
ask
look
you
at
about
those
this
guys,
then,
bro.
You see, like someone like a Makelele, has Kante surpassed him?
Yes.
In terms of reputation and
Yes.
legacy,
Yes.
I don't think he has.
Kante's better than
Yes.
In
Makelele.
terms of
come on,
actual,
man.
no, but in terms of like, do you know why Makelele actually has
Because he
his
defined
reputation?
the role.
Just because he defined the
because
role, though.
you called it a Makelele role.
Yeah,
Yeah, when
defined
with
the role.
Kante, what has he actually done that people are like, all right, cool. this is what you-
We've never seen a player like Kante before, by the way.
Yeah.
But is he known for that though?
Yes.
I don't think he's
He
known
will
as.
be known for. He's
I
playing
don't
right
think-
now, bro.
I don't think he's not. I don't think
People
people
are
say.
telling me Kante is 3 players, bro. Like he's everywhere
Yeah,
on the
but I
pitch.
don't think people look at Kante and say, oh, like this is a whole new different type of player that we've seen. Because for example, yeah, if he was a bit taller, you'd probably be saying, oh, he's similar to like a Vieira or something.
But he's not.
You would though. You would say something like that. In my opinion, you would say. You would say.
Whoa, Kante like Vieira.
No, bro. If
he
he was
does,
a bit
yeah.
taller, that's what you would say.
I
That's
don't
what
know
you would
about
But
say.
he just does it differently, innit? Because obviously Vieira's like huge and just like.
And Vieira's much more. I don't think Kante is actually technically sound, but Vieira's better on the eye with the ball.
So what's the difference between them? Would you say then? Because
I think one's just big, and that
it's
comes
like
out
what
and that
people-
comes
I
out
saw
a lot in
someone
his
even
game.
saying the other day, like Rice is a white and tall version of Kante, for example.
Yeah, Rice and Kante, I can see the similarities between.
Because Vieira does more on the ball.
Yeah.
Okay, first I hear that still, with a lot with his dribbling and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I just think say at the end of the day, Kante does a back office role. Do you know what I'm saying?
But he's
Back office role is hard.
yeah, but he's a key.
He does, bro. He's not front office. He's not sales and marketing.
But he's one of the most important players on that pitch.
He's not, bro. He's in the back doing
You
finance.
can't say he's not one of the most important.
He's one of the most important players.
Yeah,
on the
but
pitch.
it's
But
finance.
without-
Is finance not important to an organization?
Without Kante, everything crumbles.
Without finance in an organization, does not everything not crumble? He's a back office role, bro. I'm telling you. He
is
sweeps
what it is.
up.
Actually, do you know what as well? Yeah, this is a point that we've actually brushed. The guy don't speak.
Yeah.
If he was actually out here in the media and he had a bit of a personality,
a bit more character.
you know what? He probably would be there. But the guy don't speak.
He's quite quiet, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like Yamal right now. That's the same issue for me. It's like
I saw a video of Yamal dancing the other day. Maybe he has a bit of personality.
PR,
to him.
yeah. Like man, about you have to deep that, bro. You gotta have some
But he's doing homework, man.
celebration.
He's
All right, guys,
16.
I want to fit one more tweet in. It was also tweeted on the Rondo feed. So Musiala choosing to play for Germany instead of England is the smartest and best decision he's probably made in his career.
Based on
CFC mod.
based on what?
I don't know.
Like what's the evidence?
He didn't give further explanation. Probably he's just saying that if he played for England, he would be playing in a tactically flawed system, like we
but
like
what's
we
that?
see
The
now.
idea of the tweet is he's more likely to gain success playing for Germany than for England. But right now,
Yeah,
as it
until you
stands,
do.
yeah,
What does
it's
that
a
mean?
bit
Not
like-
really, innit?
Germany been meaty for a couple years
Did
as
we,
well.
was he playing in the last time when we knocked them out? Was that?
No, he wasn't playing.
He
then.
did play, bro.
No, not when we knocked them out. That was the last Euros, bro.
He played in
Well,
the
like,
last
the game at
tournament they
Wembley.
had.
In the that's the World Cup.
World Cup he played, yeah.
In the World Cup, but he didn't play in the last Euros.
Okay.
He wasn't featured.
Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with that. I think if the point is more like him coming through over there, maybe made him bigger. Same with like Bellingham, for example. Then I might understand it. But him choosing Germany,
I feel like, but I feel like if he played for England, I feel like again, I don't know if Southgate would know.
Where does he play?
Well, I think getting into the side is a problem. But let's say if like Southgate prefers him to even a Foden, I feel like he runs into the same issues trying to use him properly. I don't think he'd know how to use him.
Why? But you wouldn't really play Musiala as a left wing, though.
Musiala plays
Southgate
left wing. Musiala plays left wing regularly for a but he
Southgate,
plays left
100%.
attacking mid.
Yeah, attacking
Southgate
mid, that's
would.
different.
Yeah, Southgate.
Southgate,
How's Foden
100%
playing? How's
playing.
Foden played now until this tournament?
Foden's actually played left wing for a majority of his career.
I feel that Southgate could definitely play Musiala for left
100%,
wing.
bro.
I feel like I could definitely see it, bro.
Can we discuss what like obviously I know Southgate we all go get on Southgate, but Southgate is not an idiot. Like no one in football is an idiot. No wait, hold on.
I was about to say.
No one in football is a complete idiot. They watch football.
you know what it is?
What do you think his in his brain? What do you think his tactical approach actually
Nah,
is?
it's not even about tactical approach though. But I just think some guys they're not stupid. It's like Coach Rafaz, for example. Like he's not. You could tell he knows the ball.
Hey,
But you know some
you're
guys are
wrong.
just. No, but it's like
You're
you don't know how
violating.
to make decisions. Like it's like
Okay.
there's so many things you want to do, but you can't do all of them.
Understand
So it's
that.
like you're doing one thing, then you decide, oh, you know what, I want to do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. We know, but if
doesn't
you
make
don't have a
sense
full
as that.
philosophy,
Yeah.
like because even if you ask what his tactical approach is, I can't tell you, bro. When he first came into the side, it just kind of seemed like he was going to give the players a bit more freedom off the pitch.
yeah.
We saw the work that he done in terms of just making sure that there was more of like a bond between the team. There wasn't like, You know, like that rivalry, that tension
That
from
we
when
had in the
players used to
past.
come before. Yeah, so he fixed that. Cool, but we still got the same issues because on the pitch, you still don't have an idea of how you want to play. I thought it was very clear, to be honest. Because if it was a thing where you really had like a actual style of play, someone like Rashford cannot be dropped, for example. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
What did you think about Southgate saying that we have no natural replacement for Calvin Phillips?
That's
Just making excuses.
Do you know he didn't play Calvin Phillips once in the last tournament?
Just
And
making excuses,
Calvin Phillips
man.
came. He didn't play him once.
What's
in the last
Calvin
tournament.
Phillips' role? I don't get it. Like, what's his
And
role?
we do have players who can fulfill that role. Like Wharton, remember?
Do you think Wharton is better than what Calvin Phillips was in
Okay,
the Euros?
I don't know. I'm gonna say I don't know. What I'm gonna tell you about Calvin Phillips in that Europe, he's coming off one season of good football, similar to Mino and Wharton, who are off one season of good football. Why can you not play them as well? Like,
Can I ask you as well?
Makes no sense.
Shout out to Ross Barkley because he should be in this team.
I got one last question though, just before we end. So I don't. I'm sure you guys have seen Kane and Rice have both said that they've kind of hit back at the English media, particularly the old players who have been getting onto them and saying that kind of that they were part of eras of England that weren't successful either, and that they should, kind of have a little bit more compassion for them and be a little bit more guided in their criticism. What do you think of that? Are Rice and Kane right to say that, or are they being a bit? Or are they being?
They're not right
Are they
to say
being
that.
babies?
they don't step up, so I'm not really hearing
They're not
anything.
right to say, but he's basically saying that it's like, for example, like see how Rice and Kane are playing now. In 20 years' time, if they started getting onto the young G's, can they really do that based on how they performed?
Yeah.
That's basically what they're saying.
Yes.
In my opinion, yeah, you can.
think
Because
so?
as soon as I'm retired from the game, I can say what I want. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Not even that, yeah. Failure is an experience as well. Everyone needs to remember that. I've been to this tournament. I'm putting myself in this position, yeah. Say I'm like Lampard or whoever is talking, Gary Neville. I've been to these tournaments. I failed at these tournaments. I know what we did wrong that made us fail. I don't want you to make the same mistake. So I'm going to criticize you. Don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah. This is what you need to do. I know we did this wrong. If you do this, you can succeed.
That's not what he said. Gary Lineker said it was shit.
No, but
It was shit, though.
No, we did give explanation as well. He did give explanation, like he spoke about the misprofiling and stuff. But
and we're saying that Gary Lineker can't talk. Gary Lineker, in terms of like the most successful England squads, you have the 1966, you have the late 80s to the mid 90s, and then you have this squad as well. He was part of that, one of the most.
And he played well.
English
And he played well.
Exactly. So he has the right to talk.
I think the England players are just they're feeling it a bit right now.
Yeah, they're feeling the pressure.
They had to fight back, but it wasn't the right thing. And I think as well, like based on how they've kind of started the tournament. Did you see Kyle Walker's interview after the game as well?
Yeah,
you can see he's trying to
positive.
straight away. They're trying to put out the fires.
Top of the group. Yeah, that's what they keep saying. Top of the group. Nah, that's the mentality that's gonna mess us up.
Yeah.
How can you just not recognize?
That's the French mentality.
But why can't you just recognize that you just
But
played?
France have routinely and historically turned up when it mattered. We have not.
Can I ask
So we
you
should
guys,
start playing well.
But what he's saying is that don't criticize us until we fail.
Can I ask
But
you
that's
guys-
what we do every time. So now we want to
keep doing it.
No, now we want to see.
because they
Now
say
we
it
want to
every time
stop
and then
it.
They always end up short.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They're not
With
sure, but
France-
they always get to a position where they get to the critical game. England
Yeah,
always
but
get to that critical
and then
game.
lose.
And then lose.
Okay, cool. Don't criticize me until we get to the critical game.
No,
So-
because I don't want this to happen again.
Hey, that's
With France, you can say they've come out, and even though France have been knocked out, France have knocked out, even in the run up to being knocked out in the finals, whatever, they have knocked out big nations, top teams, beat good teams, bro. Good Belgium sides, Brazilian sides.
And England fan will tell you we knocked out Germany.
Oh, stop, man!
shush.
You knocked off a washed up
The
Germany.
England fan will say that.
Have
to
we
you.
ever beaten a team that's better than us? No. There you go. That's the answer.
Have we
both.
looked at a proper team?
We've never beaten a team that's
Bro,
better
that
than
Germany
us.
team was washed,
I'll
bro.
only say we've come up against two teams that are better than us anyway. Belgium and
And we've lost
and
both
France.
times. We've lost both times. No.
I don't think Croatia was better than us.
So what about?
And that's even terrible. We lost.
There you go. We lost to them. We lost
And
to
by the way,
Italy.
in that Croatia game, we got popped. By the way,
no, we didn't.
yes, we did, bro.
No, we did.
What was
Yes,
it?
we did,
Colombia.
bro.
We went to penalties and that as well,
Bro,
bro. Like, as
we
soon
got
as we
popped
back-
in
as
that
soon as we
Croatia
back
game.
teams that are good.
Colombia
we're
weren't
not
better than us.
serious, like-
Colombia, we were just shit.
No, but I'm just saying, we're not
we were
serious,
holding on in that Croatia game.
Bro.
We were holding on, bro.
What do you mean? We had that great chance that Sterling or Kane should have squared it to Sterling.
we did.
Yeah,
we had a couple of shots, but bro, Croatia were
we
dominating.
watched
the
that in
ball.
Croatia. I remember this day, bro. I remember that day, bro.
Yeah.
Man.
That. But I wanted to ask you before we end quickly. I saw Gary Neville say another day that England don't produce, players of the controller type. The
Yeah,
podcast
yeah,
guys are
that's
talking
a-
about.
yeah.
And he's saying that we're basically not going to be successful until someone like that comes through. What do you lot think of that? Because me, I'm not 100%.
I
with that.
you know, I
Can
disagree.
Gerrard
I
play
disagree
controller?
completely.
Could he play
No,
controller?
Gerald wasn't a controller. No,
That's what I asked. Could he play
in his
controller?
old age, not till he literally hit about
Definitely
30.
Not disciplined enough. Still.
Yeah, in his old age, he did a little bit. He did
Is
it.
Scholes not a controller?
Scholes is
Yeah, well, that's what he said. Isn't it?
Yeah, but there's not a lot have come out. When you look
that's why they were
in
excited.
comparison
See
to
when,
other
like, Wilshere came
nations,
through, for
we haven't had a lot. Carrick was one as well.
Is Wilshere controller?
No, but he was just a different type of
Wilshere's
baller.
a
like,
bit too much. Too
England
front foot.
Too
love to do
combative,
this-
no.
England love to do this thing. It's like Foden will come through, or Wilshere, or even Water.
Shelby can be a controller if you really want
Yeah,
him to be.
no, but we don't produce a lot in comparison to the Spain's, the Portugal, even the Germany who play a more high press
What controller
system.
did Germany have?
Cruz.
Even Gundogan could do it if
One
he
to
wanted
be fair, Gundogan. Okay, in comparison to some, I still think we don't produce a lot.
We
bro.
produce them. We just don't. We don't value what they bring.
Okay, first,
That's
I'm hearing
what
that.
we're looking at.
But
Do you think it's possible to win without them though? Is the question.
I think you can. I think you probably. It's probably better to have
Who's
one.
France's
But-
controller?
exactly.
That's the point that you made before, innit?
I don't think France.
France don't have a controller.
don't have a controller.
don't
I
think
mean, you
they
can
have a
win without
controller.
one. Also, I think we've got enough quality in other positions to be able to carry a controller of a Wharton or Mainu who's not top level just yet, because you've got a destroyer who is one of the best in the world, and you've got an advanced 8 in Bellingham who's one of the best in the world. So if they are partnered with a controller who can at least do a job, I feel like England have more than enough to do well. On top of the fact that we have so many game breakers elsewhere, the Trents, the Kanes, the Fodens, the Sakas. Bro, you've got
But I do
a lot
understand
in
that,
Arsenal
but
to win
see,
games.
A lot of the England problem right now is coming from we go 1-0 up and we sit, for example.
Yeah.
A lot of what a tempo
Southgate thing.
setter controller does.
I also think it's a mentality thing.
No, but it's not just
Do you
mentality.
think it's Southgate who's telling them to? Okay, you've scored.
I don't actually
No, but
think
it's the
no
it's the
against
profile.
Denmark,
If you
because the
don't-
players said it themselves. Yeah, sorry, Jay, but just say because the players said themselves that Southgate didn't tell them to sit back, and then I think
Against Denmark, it was different. Denmark just realised you lot are not even that good.
that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
but let me give you an
And I
example.
think it's a tactical
Because
setup.
you will know, because you played in this game. Yeah?
Yeah.
When we played that school game a couple of weeks
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
Live on
and
Rondo, you know.
They scored a goal, yeah, and they came onto us straight away. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a guy that's gonna get on the ball and say, you know, everyone calm down, let me control the speed of the game, let's stop playing here, let's play long, whatever. If you don't have a guy like that, then they're just gonna continue coming onto you and the game changes.
Yeah.
bro.
The problem
And it
is
happens to England all the
We
time.
do have controllers, but we don't have a guy like that because the controllers we have are very young. They're not gonna.
Yeah, like they don't.
They're gonna
You have to be
impose.
able to read the game and understand. All right, cool. In this moment, we need to play quick. Now we need
Yeah.
to play
But
short.
then you look
So
at France.
maybe
like,
him choosing Henderson was not a problem.
But then you look at France. France don't have a controller,
Henderson
but they're
can be
able
that
to
guy.
defend solid.
What guy?
The guy to impose himself and be like, okay, you know what, everyone,
Oh,
let's
but he
calm
doesn't have the
down.
technical ability
come
to
on.
do so.
And we're
man.
talking about. We're not talking about shouting and telling
You
everyone, "Oh, well
don't-
done." Like,
you don't need 2 in 1 though. You can have the ability, the responsibility spread out across players. No,
bro, I
the
just
controller doesn't have to be the guy who says
I
everyone
just
calm
think,
down.
Unless you have that person there.
Anyway, guys, we need to wrap up. But you sorry, you make your last point.
Now I was gonna say unless you have that person there, we're gonna be susceptible to going. You know, if we go 1-0 up, we're always gonna be the kind of guys to sit because the guys on the pitch are not leading the tempo of the game.
Looks like we all think England are going to come short again, don't we?
Oh, of course, we knew that from the start.
Yeah, let's round it up there, guys. But the Euros have been beautiful. We'll be back soon. I think 2 weeks from now, as most of the man them are going on holiday next week. But like, subscribe, and all of that lovely stuff.